2020.
Yeah, start with 2019 first, and then you can go ahead with 2022. Okay.
Okay, sir.
In the 2022, yes, you will not see any shared features. Okay, that will be like included in the SDK software development kit pack. So no need to separately install shared features in 2022. Okay, that's why you are not able to see the shared features for SQL Server 2022.
So it is already there, you mean to say, right, sir?
Correct, correct. It is already part of setup file, so no need to install separately. So just normally you have to select the specific features. No need to select any shared features for 2022.
Okay. I mean to say that under shared features, all the client
You will
related four
not see,
items you have
you will
seen.
not see, you will not see
Okay.
those features.
Okay.
You will not see any shared features that we installed in 2019 in SQL 2022. So what we have to do is first install 2019. We will get an idea, the installation part and all. And 2022 is also again, the installation will be similar, guys. The same kind of things will be there, just plus or minus one, two extra options will be there. That's it. But the core concept, the base concept is everything is same. In 2022, you don't see any shared features. In 2019, you can see the shared features. Okay. No need to install any shared features separately in 2022. That is fine. Whatever components you will select in the SQL Server 2022 for specific features, that will be fine. No need to again select any of the shared features in 2022. Right. Okay. So what we can do now? So how many of you installed SQL Server, guys? First of all, how many of you created VM? How many of you installed SQL Server? Please raise your hands. Pardo, Madhu, Vijay. What about others? Out of 23, only 3 people. Ashu, okay. Good. What about others, guys? Still not even 20% is also. SQL Server installation is very important, guys. Okay, please don't skip it. Okay, so try to install as early as possible so that we can start practicing on the other things. Okay, Jonas, Jonas, you're able to hear me, right? Yeah. Okay, fine. Right. So I'm just keeping you in mute in case if you have any questions, you can unmute and you can ask me. Okay, Jonas?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Right, I'm starting the VM. So in the last class, we discussed about the SQL installations, how to install the SQL Server, and what and all things you have to do after the installation, like the post-installation components, like installing SSMS, and then how to connect to the SQL Server. Yes, Imran, any questions? Yeah. So how to
This is bit
low?
low actually.
Okay, let me check. Now, is it clear? Is my audio clear now?
Yeah,
Right.
it's getting clear now. It's
Okay.
getting. I
Okay.
have to raise it to listen to you.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
only thing I want to tell you.
No problem, no problem. This is clear, right? Now my audio is clear, right?
Yeah, it's clear now. Thank you.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you. Right. So we discussed about the SSMS installation in the previous session, like what is SSMS, how the SSMS is useful, how to connect to the SQL servers using SSMS, how to download SSMS, how to install SSMS. Okay, so all these things we discussed in the previous session. And we have also discussed about the post installation components, like what and all services will gets created after the SQL Server installation, what and all folders will be created after SQL Server installation. So tell me, guys, how many services will be created after SQL Server installation?
6 services, sir.
So what are those 6 services?
SQL Server, database service, agent service, full text,
Mm.
VSS Writer,
Mm.
uh, browser.
Mm.
One more service is there, sir.
Okay.
Mm,
CEIP.
CIP.
CEIP service.
CIP.
Okay, very good. CEIP service, guys. Okay, so these three, six out of six, how many are specific? How many are shared services?
Four are
Four are
specific,
specifics, two
two
are
are shared.
shared.
Yeah, four specific services will be created and two shared services will be created for every instance of 2019 installation. Okay, four specific and two shared services will be created. So only once, only for the first time, shared services will be created. Okay, so shared services, as the name itself is saying, these shared services are shareable between the instances. So you can find only one copy of shared services, guys. You can find only one copy of shared services. Specific services, you can see four services: database engine, SQL Server agent service, CEIP service, and full text service. These four are instance specific. So for every SQL installation, you will get extra these four services. But browser service and CEIP service, these are shared services. They will exist only once for the whole Windows machine. For the whole Windows machine, they will exist only one copy for the whole Windows machine, whereas the other four specific services will exist multiple copies as per the number of installations, guys. Okay. And what under folders will be created, guys? What folders will be created after SQL installation?
Base directory,
Yeah,
instance root directory,
yeah.
and database directory.
Binaries. Okay, instance binaries. Instance root directory, instance base directory, then instance root directory, and then instance binaries. Okay, in the instance binaries, what you will have in the instance binaries? Anyone check that one, guys? Instance binaries.
SQL Server exe file will be there, sir.
Not only SQL.exe file, in the instance binaries, you will have setup bootstrap folder. In that you will have summary.txt and the other files. Okay. So now what we can do, we'll add one point, like I mean to say, small topic we'll discuss. Sometimes in the interviews they will ask, in case if your installation is failed, in case if your SQL installation is failed, where to check, how to check, how to troubleshoot. Okay, so let's discuss this. So when you are installing SQL Server, you remember at the end of the installation, in the last screen, I shown you one file. What is that file, guys? Anyone remember that file name?
Configuration summary.txt, sir. Configuration.ini.
Summary.txt. Yeah. So summary.txt file. Okay. Summary.txt file. Let me go to this notes.
Sir, is it okay if I answer or you're just asking?
You can answer, no issues.
No.
I need
Because
interaction
I am
only.
not sure. I don't know like whether to answer this
No
one or
problem.
not.
See,
That is the reason I'm confused.
see, in the beginning of the session itself, I told you like you should be interactive. Interactive means what? Answering the questions only, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes, sir.
yeah. Okay.
Question.
Yes, please.
Do we need to remember all these services by heart, or you just this is very
See,
important to?
see, if you keep practicing, no need to by heart. If you keep practicing, automatically, okay, you are able to remember these services and all. Okay, so you are like again, as I said, just six services out of six, two are shared, four are specific. When you keep installing and when you keep monitoring the things, you are able to remember automatically. No need to by heart. Okay, at the end of the sessions, you should be good. Okay, with the same services. So don't worry, don't by heart. Automatically, you are able to remember these things.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah, how to check the SQL installation errors. So remember, whatever things that we are discussing now, these things you have to check for SQL installations Let me add that one later. Okay. So how to check SQL installation deleted errors in case if your installation is failed? Where to check? How to start troubleshooting first? So in case if your installation is failed, remember one thing.
Hello.
Akila. Okay. So remember one thing. When you open the setup file itself, when you open the setup file to install the SQL Server, okay. So if you go to here and if you go to SQL Server software, this PC, and this is your SQL setup file, right? Right click open, and then you will have one more setup file, right? Right click open, run as administrator, right click run. When you open this setup file itself, when you open this setup file itself, Windows machine will log everything, guys. Windows machine will log everything. It will log the installation related things and all. So when this setup file will be created, okay, I mean to say when the summary file will be created, when you open the setup file, either installation or patching or upgradation, whatever it is, when you open any setup file, by default, SQL Server, the Windows machine, will start logging everything in one file called summary.txt. Okay, when you open this setup file, then Windows machine will start tracking of this activity with the help of one file called summary.txt file. So at the end of the installation, once the installation is successful or failed, okay, I mean to say once the installation is completed, it can be successful or it can be failed. Once the installation is completed, you can see the summary.txt file. But from the beginning of the, like when you open the setup file, from that point onwards, it will start tracking everything into that summary.txt file, and at the end of the installations you can see that summary.txt file. So using that summary.txt file, you should be able to identify whether your installation is successful or failed. Okay, if you see last time I have shown you that summary.txt file, open in a new window, so you can see that quick, what is this quick access, yeah. So you can see this file, okay, double click on this. So if you see this file, you can see this is the last time when I installed SQL Server. This is the last summary file, guys. This is the last summary file. See if it is success. 1 minute. Akila, don't do anything. I have to disable the notions. Guys. And show, share, optimize, and there is an option called disable the notions option. Last time it is easy. But one can share. Doctor, yeah. Oh, okay, fine. I got it. Right. Okay, so when you open the setup file itself, as I said, it will start tracking everything with the help of the summary.txt file, guys. So even though you cancel the installation in between, it will tell you like once you started the installation, somehow you cancelled or it was only stuck in between. So it was cancelled. Then also it will track, okay, that the installation is cancelled, like that cancelled action you can see here. So past, this is your summary.txt file, guys, the latest one, the last time when we install SQL Server. As I said, whenever you install the SQL Server, okay, it will create one summary.txt file. Not only while installing, when you are patching the SQL Server, when you are upgrading the SQL Server, when you are uninstalling the SQL Server, so it will create, okay, a summary.txt file. So remember, for 5 actions you can see summary.txt file. What are those 5 actions? First one is SQL Server installation. When you start installing SQL Server, it will create summary.txt file. Second one is when you uninstall the SQL Server, installation, uninstallation of the SQL Server. So in that scenario also, it will start tracking everything in the summary.txt file. Then the second scenario is patching. What is patching and all, there is a separate session, you don't worry, okay, I'll take care of it. So just as of now, I'm just telling like patching is nothing but applying the updates. Like every time you will apply the updates on your apps, right, that you are using in your phone, every time you will update your app, right, then only you can see some like security, it will be like some bug fixes and all, and the security enhancements and all will be there. So patching, so patching, when you patch the SQL Server, then also summary.txt file will be created, and we can remove the patch also in case if you don't like that update, or if that update is creating some problems, you can remove that patch also. Removing the updates is called remove patch. So when you remove the patch also, it will create summary.txt file. Till now, 4 scenarios we discussed. One is while installing SQL Server, while uninstalling the SQL Server, while patching the SQL Server, while remove patching the SQL Server. Okay. And the fifth scenario is while upgrading the SQL Server. While upgrading the SQL Server, then also this summary.txt file will be created. Summary.txt file is the first file that will help you to track the failures. I mean to say, if your installation is failed, if your uninstallation is failed, if the patch is failed, if remove patch is failed, if upgradation is failed, in all these 5 scenarios, what is the first point to check, guys? What is the first file to check? Why it was failed? What is the first point?
Summary.txt.
Summary.txt file is the
Summary,
first
yes, it is.
point. Yeah, summary.txt file is the first point to check, first place to check where exactly it is failing, why it is failing. So summary.txt file. So in the interviews, if they are asking how to check the installation failures, how to check the patching failures, how to check the uninstallation failures, how to check the remove patching failures, how to check the upgradation failures, for all these questions, the answer is summary.txt file. So where you can see the summary.txt file, generally after the SQL Server installation, in the last screen, it will highlight the summary.txt file. Okay, if you go to the recordings, the SQL installation recordings, you can see I even mentioned this is called summary.txt file. This is how you have to. In case if you don't see, if you close it that last screen, after that also you can still see the summary.txt file. Where we can see the summary.txt file, guys, go to instance binaries. Okay, sometimes they will ask you where this instance summary.txt file will be there. So the follow-up questions will be how to check the installation related errors. Okay, so that is one follow-up question. And the second one is where you can see the summary.txt file, where you can see this summary.txt file. That is also another follow-up question, guys. Okay, that is also another follow-up question. It is taking time to open. Yeah. Okay, so go to this PC. Go to C drive, server, guys, server. Now whatever I am doing, everything you have to do it in the server only, not your local laptop. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can see the interface. Okay, you can see here server, you can see Windows server and all, you can see the information and all here. Windows Server 2019. This is the blind, okay? You blindly have to remember this. Whatever you're doing now, you just keep an eye here. Where I am doing, just keep an eye here. Okay, so that you will get an idea. So as you just started, still you might have some confusion between what things I have to do it in the laptop, what things I have to do it in the server and all. So just keep an eye here, and even here also you can see. If you see this bar, that I am doing in the server only. Okay, as I have installed SQL Server in the Windows machine, so I have to check in the Windows Server. Okay, go to Program Files and Microsoft SQL Server, and then go to the latest binaries. I installed SQL 2019. Okay, so for 2019, which folder I have to check? For 2019, which folder I have to check?
One,
150 for 2019, 150 for 2017. For
one
2017, which folder? 110,
One 140.
140. Okay, you have to go back. Remember that one. 2017 means what? 14.0, 2016, 13.0, 2014, 12.0, 2012, 11.0, that 11.0, 110, 12.0, 120, 13.0, 130, 14.0, 140. You have to remove the dot. 15.0, 150. Okay, so go to the latest version of binaries. Go to
110 will always be there, sir. 180, 90, 110 is always be there. Sharma.
Yes, those are the base features. So when you install SQL Server, by default you will get this 80, 90, 110. Any
Yes, sir.
instance you install, the base feature, you know, right? While installing, you can see some set of files will install. So those set of files are from the previous version 80, 90, 110. So by default, you will get these three folders. So don't think that 80 is there means what is the 80 means which version? Can you tell me? 80 means which version? Can you
2000.
quickly? 2000, very good. 90 means 2005. 110 means 2012. Don't think in this machine I installed 2005, 2000 and 2012. Imagine this is Windows Server 2019. Can I install SQL 2000 in this machine? Is it possible? 2019
Not
Windows
possible.
Server. 19 years gap is there. Approximately 7 to 8 years gap should be there. But 19 years gap is there between 2000 and 2019. So these three folders are setup folders, setup files. By default, you will get with the installation, guys. So 150, go inside 150. There you can see very important folder called setup bootstrap folder. This is setup bootstrap folder, guys. Go inside this setup bootstrap folder. Okay. There you can see the log folder. Open this log folder. See here, you can see summary.txt file. You can see summary.txt. Whenever, remember one thing, whenever you open, just now we discussed it, right? Whenever you open a setup file, it will create a summary file. See here, I just opened setup file just now 7:30. See, it just created a folder with the date and timestamp 2025 412 07 25 49 means at server time 7:25 49 seconds. I opened the setup file, SQL Server setup file. That's why it just created one folder here. If you go inside, I said right, it will create a summary file for everything. It will create a summary file. When you open the setup file, it will create a summary file like this. So this is how you can check. Okay, so whenever you open the setup file, it will create a folder with the date and the timestamp. It will create a folder with the date and the timestamp, guys. Okay, so in this way, last time when I installed, see on 6th I have installed 6/4/2025 at 7:51 I installed. Again I opened 7:41 also. Okay, you can see the date and timestamp folders. The latest one always will be outside, guys. I mean to say the successful one, it will be outside. The same thing you can also find it in this particular folder, this one. So if you open this, you can see. Okay, so yesterday or day before yesterday, I guess yesterday only, for one candidate, the interviewer asked a question like this: I want to see what and all features installed after the installation. I want to see what and all features installed after the installation. How to see, guys? What features you installed after the installation? How to see? Generally, where we will select the features during the installation, during the feature selection phase. In the feature selection phase, we'll select the features, correct? But the interviewer is asking, I want to see what and all features installed for a particular instance. So how to verify? How to verify what and all features installed after the installation, guys?
Again, same summary.
Configuration.
Summary.txt.
Where I can see in the summary.txt file.
Here we can see in a session of features,
Very-
SQL engine, application
Very
engine.
good. Very good. That's why I highlighted. I mean to say I just opened that one. Okay. See guys, here you can clearly see what and all features installed. Okay. Features installed. SQL engine means database engine. Replication feature, you remember that replication will select full text. Okay, these three are specific features. Correct? SQL engine, replication, full text. Then connections, backward compatibility, client SDK, SQL client SDK compatibility. See, these four are shared features and these three are specific features. Total 7 we installed. So you can see under feature section, you can see what and all features installed. Okay, so in this way, you can, till now, I mean, I have attended lot of interviews, but till now no one asked this question. So that was interesting actually. So you can, if you go to SQL Server, you don't see anything what and all features installed. Correct? You can see instance. You can see different folders, but you don't see what shared features installed. And even in the services also, what you can see in the services, you can see browser service, and you can see VSS writer service. So there is nowhere related. So here in the summary.txt file, you can see what and all features installed after the installation. Also, what and all features installed if you want to find. So you can find using this summary.txt file. So what things you have to check in the summary.txt file, guys? Whether the final result is passed or not, and the exit code is 0 or not. Remember, exit code 0 means SQL Server installation successfully completed. If it is failed, Shanmukh, what kind of things you can see here? If it is failed, you can see a big number like this. Like this, a big number. So remember, if the exit code is any number other than 0, that means the installation is failed. And here also you can see final result, it will show you failed or cancelled. Is it clear, guys, now? How to verify summary.txt file, how to validate the file, is it clear now? So in the summary, just once
Yes.
you have a time, just open the summary.txt file, check it, what and all things are there. You can see what is the action. Install. Guys, again I am saying summary.txt file will be created for dash. For what and all scenarios summary.txt file will be created? For
Installation.
installation, uninstallation, and patching, remove patching, and upgradation. So you should know, right, what is the action. So this is the action. If it is an uninstallation, you can see uninstall or remove. If it is a patch, you can see patch. If it's a remove patch, you can see remove patch. If it's an upgradation, you can see upgradation. If it's an installation, you can see installation. In that way, you can validate whether this is an installation related summary file or patching related summary file or upgradation related summary file. In this way, you can verify, guys. Is this clear, everyone? Guys, are we good? As this is successfully completed, so we don't see any errors. Generally, if any errors are there, you have to go down. Okay, you can see error related section and all in the below, and there you can see what and all errors are there. Okay, what and all errors are there, why it was failed to install, you can see everything in the below section. So based on that, you will get an idea why exactly the installation is failed. You will get some idea. So summary.txt file is the first place to check the installation related errors, uninstallation related errors, patching related errors, remove patching related errors, upgradation related errors. These 5 you have to remember, guys. Okay. So if anyone is asking where to check patching related errors, the first answer is summary.txt file. If my patching, like when I am removing the patch, it was failed, where to check? The first answer is summary.txt file. I am trying to upgrade the SQL Server, but it is failing. Where to check? The first answer is summary.txt file. First answer, that is the first answer. Other than that, we'll check other places also, but the first place that we will check is summary.txt file only. Okay, you can see here action. Action is equal to install. If it is a patch, action is equal to patch. If it is an uninstall, action is equal to uninstall. If it is a remove patch, action is equal to remove patch. If it is an upgradation, action is equal to upgradation. Like that, you can see action means the command what it is trying to do. So the first place that you have to check, okay, for the installation related errors is, what is that, guys? Summary.txt file. How to check the SQL installation related errors, okay? First place, summary.txt file. Where the summary.txt file will be there?
Binaries.
Latest
Instance
binaries.
binaries. In that, the latest folder, latest numbering folder. In that, setup bootstrap folder. Okay, in that, log folder with the date and timestamp. Important interview question, guys. Sometimes the interest they will ask, okay, so where the summary.txt file will be there, or how to check the summary.txt file. So this is the answer, guys. Okay, so bootstrap, the interviewer wants to listen this word, setup bootstrap. This is the important, okay, folder, setup bootstrap. Whether you know this setup bootstrap or not, he want to check. So you have to check the setup bootstrap folder, guys, setup bootstrap folder. Okay, so in the setup bootstrap folder, you can also see one more file, guys. Can anyone tell me what is that file?
Details dot configuration details.
Yeah, okay, detail.txt. If you don't, the interviewer next question, the follow-up question is, in case if you don't find any errors in the summary.txt file, where you will check it? Okay, good that you said like summary.txt file, we will check it, fine. But if I don't find any errors, or if I don't find a complete information, why it was failed, I don't find complete information in the summary.txt file. What is the next place to check? After summary.txt file, you have to check detailed.txt. This is not detail landing. Okay, there is one more file called detail.txt. I'll tell you. Okay, this is the cancelled one. If you go inside this successful one, you can see here. Okay, detailed.txt. See in the setup bootstrap folder, log folder, date and timestamp. Okay, detail.txt. After summary.txt file, you have to open this file. If you don't find enough information in the setup summary.txt file, you can also check in the detail.txt file, guys. See how big it is. So how to check the errors here? How to check the errors here? Simply, you cannot read each and every line. Control F, you can just type error. Okay, error means don't think it is an error, error reporting. Okay, error reporting is one more option. Okay, so that it is going to report the errors. So error reporting. So error, or if you don't find enough information, failed. Some keywords are there, right? Failed to install, failed to set up. Okay, so failed. Either you can use error or failed. Using these keywords, you can, okay, check if any installation related errors are there, if any components are failed to install. So all these things you can check in the detail.txt. And remember, if you see any error like this, like setup failed, something like that, it will not give you a clear complete information about the error. Okay, so you will not see any clear complete information about the error. You will get some hints. Using those hints, you should be able to troubleshoot the issue. Sometimes you can see it was failed, but you don't know the reason. So what we can do, go 10 to 20 lines above and check 10 to 20 lines below to the error, so that you will get some hints. Based on that hints, you can Google it, or you can whatever, like some documents will be there internal in the organization. You can start troubleshooting, guys. This is how you have to check. So it will most of the cases, it will not tell you, hey, this is the correct error, this is the solution. No, it will not tell you. It will just give you like how they defined, how the engineers are defined. Okay, if there is an issue, you have to pop up this error. So if that issue is there, the error will be popped up like this. Okay, but the exact reason, if you want to see, you cannot see the exact reason. So for that, what you have to do, you have to read 10 to 20 lines above to the error, 10 to 20 lines below to the error, so that you will get some basic idea where exactly it is blocking, why it is blocking, why the installation is failed. So at least you will get some basic idea. That basic idea will help you to troubleshoot and to search the errors in the Google. And also this is how you have to check in the detail.txt file, guys. Okay, so after summary.txt file, what is the second place to check the installation errors, guys? What is the second place? Detail.txt file. Okay, so again, where we can see this detail.txt file? Same. Okay, this file we can see in the instance binaries latest numbering folder, the highest one. If you are searching for 2019 installation, open 150 folder. If you are searching for 2022 installation related errors, open dash folder. If you want to see one SQL Server 2022 related errors, which folder you have to open?
That will be 160.
160 folder. Okay, if you are trying to check the 2017 related errors, in which folder you have to check? 140. Okay, based on your version, then you can able to open that particular folder. There you can see setup bootstrap folder. There you can see log folder. In that log folder, you can see date and timestamp. I mean to say log folder with the date and timestamp. Inside, if you go inside that log folder, you can see summary.txt file. You can see detail.txt file. You can see, and you can also see configuration file.ini. What is this configuration file.ini, guys? What is this configuration file.ini? This is the folder, right? 150 setup bootstrap log with date and timestamp, and you can see here summary.txt file. Somewhere it will be there. Summary.txt file. See? And there in that location itself you can see detail.txt file. And there itself you can see one more file. What is that? Configuration file.ini. What is this configuration file.ini? What is this file, guys?
While configuring the SQL Server, all the settings, I mean features we have selected will be stored in that file, and that file will be used for installing SQL Server. All the configuration information is stored in that file, sir.
Correct.
Simply.
Okay, the configurations, as I said, Windows machine don't understand the GUI. We don't know what is the command to install the SQL Server. We don't know what is the command to install the SQL Server. Windows machine don't understand GUI. So which file will help us? This configuration file will help us. When you open the setup file, when you are selecting any features, when you are giving any inputs, when you are giving instance name, when you are selecting collation settings, when you are selecting authentication, when you are adding the logins. Okay, so all these things, what it will do, what that GUI window will do, that GUI window that you are giving the inputs, that window will convert your actions into command. That command will be stored in the configuration file.ini. Whatever configurations that you are selecting during the installation, as Windows machine can't understand GUI, so Windows machine, it needs only command. So the window that you opened, the setup file that you opened, so that setup file at the end of the action, at the end of that particular setup file, it will convert all your actions into one command file that is called configuration file.ini. So once you click install button, this configuration file.ini will be pulled into the command prompt, and the inputs it will take. So based on the inputs, okay, it is going to install the SQL Server. I accept the license terms. If you see any line with a semicolon, it's just a comment. And if you don't see any line without semicolons and all, I mean, if you see any line without semicolons, that is actually a command. So if you want to write a command, just remove all the comment lines, and you can use only these values options. I accept the license terms. Action is equal to install. I accept the license terms false. And again, suppress alerts, suppress privacy statement notice false. ENU true. So just remove all the semicolon comments, and then you can see the command to install SQL Server, guys. Okay, the command to install SQL Server. Quite simple. I guess, as I said in the last class, if you are interested how to install SQL Server using command and all, go to my previous videos. Lot of videos I have uploaded, like how to install using a specific command, how to install using INI, using based on the INI based installation, slipstream installation, syspress installation. So all these things we discussed in the, mean to say, not in this batch, for previous batches, 4 to 5 years back. 4 5 years back, we discussed these things. That is not important, guys. People will not ask to install in this way only, in that way only. They will ask to install SQL Server. So how you are installing, that is your headache. Okay, so Shanmugh, do we need to learn all these things? Not required. If you are really interested, you want to see how it is going to work. Okay, you want to like out of box thinking kind of thing will be there, right? You want to see the depth of the subject and all. Then you can just go and watch those recordings, guys. Okay, the other type in 5 6 ways we can install SQL Server. One is GUI way, that what we discussed in the previous sessions. GUI way of installation. Second one is command based. Using command, you can install SQL Server. Third one is INI based. Using this INI file, you can install the SQL Server. Using this INI file, we can install the SQL Server. The fourth one is slipstream installation. I can install SQL Server with the latest updates at a time. That is called slipstream installation. The fifth one is sysprep installation. If you have more installation, if you want to do 100 installations, as a DBA, you cannot do 100 installations within a short span of time. You can make the installation into two parts. First part, you can hand it over to Windows team. That is called sysprep installation. Preparation, image completion. So the image preparation phase, that is the first step. So that will be taken care by the Windows team. Once they completed that image preparation, you can complete image completion phase. Okay, that is called the second step. So in case if you have multiple instances to install, you got a new project, you have to install 100 200 instances quickly. So you can share the work with Windows team. Windows team will help to complete the first phase, and the second phase you have to complete it. Okay, so image completion phase and all. Again, if you need any extra information on this, just go through my record, go through the SOS University YouTube channel. There, go to that particular video section. There itself, you can see. Just type command-based installation, INA-based installation, slipstream installation, sysprep installation. You can see a lot of videos. You can just watch it, how it will work and all. Okay, so this is the second place to check the installation related errors, guys. Okay, second place to check the installation related errors. First place is summary.txt file. Second place is detail.txt file. So again, the interviewer will ask question like this. Even though I don't see any enough information in the detail.txt file, then where you will check the errors. The final place is event viewer application logs. Event viewer application logs, guys. Event viewer application logs. So event viewer application logs are not only for SQL Server. Event viewer means a common place that Windows machine logs everything related to all the applications. We didn't we are not only installing SQL Server in this machine, we install lot of softwares, and with the help of the operating system also, we got lot of software. So lot of softwares are running in this machine. So to track machine related things and all, the Windows Server related errors and all, to track for SQL Server, we have few areas, right? Summary.txt, detail.txt. But to track any Windows related errors, so we have one common place called event viewer. What is that, guys? Event viewer. How to open event viewer? Click on that Windows button and you can type event like this. Immediately you will get event viewer. Okay, or there is a shortcut also. There is a shortcut also. What is the shortcut to open event viewer? Can anyone tell me?
VW or something. Event.
Yeah, very good. Okay, this is the desktop app. You can see here. Either you can type event, you'll get the event viewer like this, or there is a shortcut also, EVENT event viewer. So either you can open in that way or you can open in this way also. Again, remember guys, this is not only for SQL Server related errors. All the applications that you installed in this machine, all the application related errors, information, everything will be logged here. Okay, a common Windows log, guys. So where to check exactly in the event viewer? Go to Windows logs, expand Windows logs and click on application logs. So in this you can see all the errors, not only errors, information, critical information, okay, and error related information, everything you can see in the Windows logs. But again as I said, the source, you have to keep an eye on the source. Okay, see here, information. This is just information. You don't need to do anything here. Information, like lot of information you can see. So if you want to see only log errors, you can click here, filter current log. You can simply select only error. If you want to see critical information, select critical information. If you want to see warnings, select warnings. If you don't select anything, it will show you all. Okay, now I'm just clicking OK. Right? See, as of now, we don't have any errors. We don't have any critical information also. For now, you can see it is empty. Empty means nothing. Okay, and here the source is filter current error log. Here, if you want to see only MS SQL related errors, if you want to see only MS SQL related errors, where to check guys, select errors, critical also fine. Event sources. See, these are all the applications, all these application related errors or information it will show here. But I want to filter only MS SQL related errors. I don't want to see all the information. Let me show you information also. As we don't have errors, let me show you information also. And go to M section, MS SQL, right? Go to M section. Yeah. We got M and go down MS SQL, MS. Yeah. So we are at MS. And if you see here, yeah, again and started. See, MS SQL Server, MS SQL Server audit. So these two components related information or error or critical things you can see on the event viewer application logs, guys. See, source MS SQL Server. Okay, so like this you can see. Last time when I stopped the SQL Server, you can see here. Okay, so let me go down. Right, these are all last time. You can see the date and time, the source, you can see the information. We don't have any errors, guys. See, if you go down also, you don't see completely information also. Completely information only you can see. You don't see any errors. If any error is there, you can see error here. A red mark will be there here. Information, right? You can see this icon I for information. For error, you can see, okay, just error. Error, here you can see error and here you can see a red mark. So like this, you can see the error related information and particular critical information related to MS SQL Server. So using this event viewer application logs, guys. So these are all the important places that we will check in case if your installation or guys, for all five, you have to remember these three: installation and installations, patching, remove patching, upgradation, five. Okay, for all these five concepts, the first place that you have to check, guys, dash. What is the first place to check these errors?
Summary.txt.
Summary.txt file. What is the second place to check the errors?
Detail.txt.
Detail.txt file. What is the third place to check the errors?
Event view.
Event your application logs. You have to specify event your application logs. There I will select the source as MS SQL and then I will check the errors, MS SQL related errors. So it will be very clear to the interviewer so that you will get an idea, good impression and all. Okay, so that is how you have to answer that question, guys. Okay, clear? Any questions, any doubts, guys, so far?
So I have got a question, Shanmugh, that what is the way forward? Like we just check the error and Google it, and that's pretty much it, and that take it from there.
Generally, how sometimes why installations will be failed, as I said, if you don't follow prerequisites, generally there is a chance that the installations can be failed. Sometimes the account that you are using, if it doesn't have enough permissions, the installation will be failed. Sometimes you will also use service account, a customized service account. Now we install using a default service account. Sometimes we'll use customized service account. During the installation itself, you can give service account, customized service account. So in that scenario also, in case if that service account, as I said, service account is very important for SQL Server installation. So in that service account, in that particular scenario, if the service account that you are using to install SQL Server, if it doesn't have enough permissions, then also there is a chance that installation will be failed. So in such scenarios, what kind of errors you can see here? Here you can see an error notification and it will tell you here, okay? It will tell you the service account or the account name, whatever you are using, okay, doesn't have administrator privileges. So installation is terminated abnormally, kind of errors you can see. So what is the solution here? Make that as a local administrator, that's it. If you make that account as a local administrator, then try installing again, then it will be successful. Sometimes folders, Sometimes the account you are using to install. Now imagine I'm using administrator account. Imagine I can also create Imran account. I can log in as Imran. I can start installing the SQL Server. If Imran doesn't have permissions to install SQL Server, then also it will be failed. Sometimes if the paths, whatever paths are there you mentioned in the installation, if the paths are not existed, then also the installation will be failed. Okay, these are all several reasons the installation can be failed. So based on the reason only, once you saw the reason in the summary.txt file or event URL or whatever detail.txt file, if it is permission related issue, you can see, okay, doesn't have enough permissions, so you can make it as a local administrator. If any path related issue, you can see the specified path doesn't exist. You can create the path. These are all the issues and solutions. Okay, so this is how you have to troubleshoot, Imran.
Mm. So mostly it's because of the rights. You don't have the rights
Generally,
and
generally, no. Installation generally will not get installation related errors because the DBS will install the SQL Server. So DBS will always have an administrator rights. 99 percentage, if you follow properly, you will not get any errors. Very rarely, in case if you are dealing with old machines, old servers, then there is a chance that installation can be failed due to missing MSI and MSP files also. There is one error called MSI MSP, missing MSI MSP files errors also you will get it. So that will be discussed during the patching. So generally if it is a new machine and whatever step by step process that we follow to install the SQL Server, generally you will not get any installation related errors. In case if still there means maybe path related, path doesn't exist or service account doesn't have permissions, those things that you can fix it automatically. Very simple thing that you will get an idea if you keep practicing and all. Still if you don't get an idea, you can Google it, you will get at least some hints. Don't directly, don't follow blindly the Google answers and all. Just apply your knowledge so that you will get an idea and then you can start applying the solutions to fix the issue.
Okay, that's fine, sir. Sir, the last thing I want to ask you is like this error, if error comes up, this will be visible in all three,
Yes, yes, in all three
two
areas.
files.
Correct. Yes, it will be visible in all three. Mostly, but
And
extra information kind of thing. Maybe in the summary.txt file, just basic information you can see. Detail.txt file, some extra information you can see. And even here, that time, if you just check the, if you just check and compare the timestamp, you can see extra components, extra errors also you can see.
yeah, okay. Extra comment like everywhere or in this on a specific everywhere we can see that.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. So if one very last question I have in my mind, like if somebody poses a question, interviewer poses a question like, give me the difference between, tell me the difference between configuration file, uh, the details, sorry, the summary dot text file and detail text file. So you can just have to say that, errors will be checked on the summary
That's it.
and details.
You know the
The
answer, right? Yeah, that's it. Detail.txt and there is no comparison between summary.txt file and configuration file.txt.
Hmm.
Configuration file.txt is completely different. Summary.txt file is if you know the meaning of these two files, you can explain the same thing. Okay, summary.txt
Hmm.
file will be used to check the errors or components that installed or what is the status of the installation. For that, we will use summary.txt file. Configuration file.ini is a completely different. SQL Server will prepare a command. That command will be stored inside in the configuration file.ini. So these things you know, right?
And people in both configuration and summary, the features, if you want to check the features, or
Yes.
only summary. That's it.
Yes.
Because we are
Anything,
selecting the
anything is
commands
fine.
and
Anything is fine. Anything. The features wise, you can see in the summary.txt file. I can see configuration file.ini also.
okay, that's fine. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Questions, guys? Any other questions? Okay. So what we can do now, we'll install SQL 2022. Okay. With the service account. Last time I installed with the default accounts, right? This time what we will do, we'll create a custom account. 1 minute, just 1 minute. I have to start one class. This one. Right, okay. So what we can do now, this time we'll install SQL Server 2022 with the custom service account. As I said, there are two types of service accounts. One is default, that you will get it during the installation itself. But we don't use default account. Default account security wise it's not good. Performance wise also default account is not good. Default service accounts are not good. So what we will do, we will only create an account. We will make that account as a service account. Okay. So how to create the account? First let's create the account and then we can go ahead to install the SQL Server. Account means simply one user, guys. Okay. Account means simply one user we have to create. What is that? Simply one user we have to create. So generally where to see the users in the Windows machine? Where to see the users, guys, in the Windows machine?
During the logins.
Where we can see the users?
My computer properties.
My computer properties.
No, sir.
In Active Directory.
Users and accounts.
Active Directory. Home. Okay, okay, you can try, you can try. Good, that is good actually.
These PCs are these PC properties. We have local users groups.
Okay. This PC properties.
LSR user.
Who is that?
Me, Makabri.
Buri. Join the session. Good, good. Okay. Yeah, now you have to answer.
Okay.
It is your turn now, Aburi.
Yeah, yes, Sharmak.
Tell me where we can see all the users created, where we can see the groups and all.
The shortcut is ls user manage mjs. That is the shortcut to open the users. There we can see all the local users and the groups, everything we can see there.
Okay, fine, good. Okay, guys, so there is an option called, okay, users and groups. So as this is a machine, you should be able to see, right, who and all can log into this machine, right? Who can log into this machine? Let's see who can log into this machine. Not only this machine, even in your laptop also you can see. Very simple, go to the server, open run Windows plus R, type LUSR mgr.msc. L means local, USR means user, MGR means manager. LUSR mgr.msc, local user manager.msc. If you click OK, there you can see two options. One is users, second one is groups. Go to user section. Those who are all in this user section, they only can connect to Windows Server. You can see here 4 users are there. How many users can connect to Windows Server, guys? You can see here in this list, you can see 4 users. So how many users can connect to this Windows machine? Tell me. How many users can connect to this Windows machine? 4 users you can see in this screen. So how many users can connect to this Windows machine? Guess it. No problem, guys. Just guess. No issues.
4.
4. Okay.
One at a time, sir. I
That
think
is
one
okay.
at a
That is
time.
okay. That is okay. One at a time, or that is different. Total, how many users can connect?
Maybe how many we wanted to add?
No, that is different. We can add it, Ashwini. The thing is like how many at this moment, how many people can connect to this Windows machine? At this moment, how many people can connect? You can see 4 users. That means What it means? All 4 users can connect, or how many users can connect? That is my question.
First one administrator, which we have provided the admin access. So it can be
Okay.
connect first. And the
Oh,
default account,
okay.
if we have added.
So now see here, in these 4 users, these are all 4 users, correct? But out of 4, there is a difference between administrator and other 3 users. What is the difference?
That arrow is not there, sir. Down arrow is
Correct,
not.
correct. That means what? Those are all disabled accounts. Those are all disabled accounts. A disabled accounts cannot connect to the server. So even though I have 4 users at a time, but only this administrator can connect to the server. So that's why I'm giving administrator username and password while connecting to the server. I can create one user here. I can add Imran here. I can add Akila here. I can add Jackson here. Those who are all part of this user section, they all can connect to Windows Server. So if you want to connect to Windows Server, what is the base criteria? What is the minimum criteria? You should be part of user
Privilege.
section. You should be privileges, correct? Where will get the privileges? Once you added into this list, then you will get the privileges. Clear, guys? Is it clear? So the people who are there in this list only can connect to this server. And again, out of 4 accounts, there are 4 accounts in this list. That doesn't mean all 4 can connect. Out of 4, 3 are disabled. Okay, only one is active. So only this user can connect to this Windows machine at this moment. So now my aim is I have to create the service account. Service account is an account which will help you to run the service. If you don't give the service account, there are 2 types of service accounts. One is default, second one is named. So where we can see the service accounts, guys, on which service account it installed, where we can see? Can anyone help me? On which service account my SQL Server is installed, where we can see?
Right clicks. Log on as
Very good. The
tab.
last column. This secondary logon, I mean to say, normally I'm saying, this is one service. Imagine SNMP service. SNMP trap is running with local service account. Smart card is running with local service account. Server, something, some other server is running with a local system, local service, network service, different service accounts will be there. These are all default accounts that you will get it with the server itself. But when you install SQL Server for performance, for the purpose of like performance, to improve the performance of the SQL Server will not use these local service accounts. It will create a custom service account, a virtual service account. This is the virtual service account. But that also is not completely a full-fledged account, guys. So this is not good. Generally, the SQL Server is running with NT service, where you will have less security for this NT service accounts. So that is the reason it's not recommended to run the SQL servers with NT service accounts. We should be able to create our own account. Okay, so this service account I can give during the installation, or even after the installation also I can give. If you give during the installation means there is no downtime. If you give after the installation means you have to restart the SQL server. You can change the service account at any time. After 1 year, 2 years, 3 years also you can change the service account. But whenever you change the service account, you have to restart the server. Okay, you have to restart the server. So that is the reason when you restart the server means what? Restart means what? It's a downtime activity. So make sure, okay, that you are trying to set up the service accounts during the installation only. If you want to set it up after the installation, you have to take a proper approvals. You have to take the proper approvals, and then you should be able to change the service account, guys. Okay, so now the last installation SQL 2019 is installed, okay, with a virtual service accounts. But I don't want this virtual service account. As I said, the security wise, performance wise, it's not good. I want to create my own service account. So how to create the service account, I'll show you. Now tell me, can I connect to this SQL server, guys? How to connect to the SQL server? Tell me step by step process. From step 1 onwards, tell me, I want to connect to the SQL Server. How to connect to the SQL Server? Tell me. Now, how can I connect to the SQL Server?
Windows sir and I type SSMS.
Hmm. SSMS, very good. Tell me step by step process. SSMS in the start. Okay.
Yeah.
Opened. I opened the SSMS. It is opening. Next. Who is Jaya? Jaya? Who is that? Jaya. Jaya, can you hear me? Hello, Jaya. I can't hear you.
Hi, Shani.
Yeah, hi. Who is that?
Newly joined this.
Newly joined. What is your name?
Jaya.
Jaya. How you got the link?
You have put the status
Okay.
meeting link on first.
Do you
I
have
have
my
seen.
do you have my number, Jaya?
Yes.
Yeah, just send me hi now itself. Okay, just send me hi in the WhatsApp now itself.
Okay.
Yeah. Pado, Aburi, Akila, Shu, Ashwini, Bhavya, Bhavana, Charan, Gopi, Hariharan, Imran, Jackson, Babu, Jaya, John, Jonas, Kishore, Madhuri, Madhu, Navanita, Om, and Pado, Venkatesh, Ravi, Raidu, Shaheen, Sneha, Soli, Swarna, Vijay. Okay, fine. Now tell me, guys. Now I opened SSMS. Then database engine. What is this server type? What I have to select? Server type. What I have to
Server name,
select?
but type database engine only. Database
Okay.
engine.
Next.
You need to go to server name like down arrow mark is there, right?
Okay.
Down arrow.
Okay. Down arrow. Okay.
Click on browse for more,
Browse for more. Okay.
and plus sign is there, right? Database engine. Like
Okay.
you need to correct the default like default instance.
Okay.
And okay
Okay.
then.
Fine. It's already there. Okay. If not there, you can do like that. Next.
You need to click on trust service certificate.
No, which
Video
one?
is there.
Certificate.
Trust.
Okay. So I have to select what?
Yes, you need to check that box. Check that box. Like you need to select.
Tick this box. Okay. Fine.
We need
Then.
to connect. Now we need to
Okay.
connect.
Are you sure?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I'm connecting, guys. Can we connect, guys? Can anyone tell me the answer? Can we connect? Can we connect now? So if I click connect button, is it a
Yes.
successful connection? I'm giving
Yes.
one chance. If you see my previous screen, you'll get an answer. Okay, I'm connecting then. Okay, connect. Hmm.
This login with which you are logging into the server should be there in the SQL Server, sir.
Okay, very good. Let's see whether we are able to connect or not. Hmm. So what is the error?
Make sure that the SQL server is up and running.
Hmm. Very good. Why we will get this error? When we will get this error?
Most probably the SQL Server services may be stopped.
We need to check the services first.
Hmm. Very good. Next. In three, four
And we have to
seconds,
check the authentication mode as well, sir.
authentication mode, you will not get this error. You will get another error.
It may be
Because of
because there
because
is
of
troubleshooting, right?
because of two, three reasons, we will get this error. You can see a answer on the screen itself. What are those two, three reasons? You tell me, guys. You can see the answer on the screen itself. In what scenarios I'll get this error? Because the interviewer will ask, user is unable to connect to the SQL server. How you will troubleshoot?
What is the error he is getting?
One
Very
is
good,
server
very good.
not service stopped, sir.
Remember, guys. Whenever in the interviews, 1 minute. Let me start one class. Azure class. I have to start recording.
Recording in progress.
Just allow me 1 or 2 minutes. Right. Okay. So whenever interviewer is asking like user is unable to connect or some error is saying, what is your next question, guys? You have to ask what is the error user is getting. Without, see, lot of errors will be there. If user is unable to connect means there are different errors. Always remember one thing, if interviewer is asking user is unable to connect or some other error because of some issue, okay, there is a problem and all. So how to troubleshoot? First of all, you have to immediately ask this question, what is the error he is getting? Because based on the error, the troubleshooting steps will be different. So in this scenario, if in the interview, if the interviewer is asking user is unable to connect, so what is your next question, guys? What is the error? Please help me with the error. So he will tell some error. Based on that error, you should be able to troubleshoot. Now tell me, what can be the reasons for this error, guys? Tell me. Why I am unable to connect? What can be the other reasons? You know, one reason you said services are in stopped state. What can be the other reasons? In what and all scenarios you will get this error?
Sir, as per this screen, network is down. I mean,
Very
from
good.
client and server.
Very good.
And
Super.
one more I think I can see is SQL Server is configured to allow remote connections. That could be one more reason.
Very good. Next. Two reasons, total three reasons as of now. One is services are running or not. First reason. Second one is network related issues. Very good. Third reason is remote connections. Very good. One more reason you can see on the screen itself.
Instance name is wrong, I think.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. If instance name is wrong, if instance name is not found, if there is a network issue, if there is a remote connection issue, if the SQL services are not up and running, in all the scenarios, you will get this error, guys. One more error you will get it. What is that? 18456. That is login failure error. For that, what is the reason? I'll tell you in the security. Okay, so for this, now you got the point, guys. If you are getting any error like this, what and all things you have to check? What is the first thing that you have to check? Check whether services are up and running or not, because the computer name and all you didn't give, automatically you pull it. If you give the name, there is a chance of spelling mistakes and all, so automatically you pulled it. So there is no issue with the computer name, server name. Network issues, before checking network issues and all, first check SQL services are up and running or not. That is the first check that you have to do once you got this error. Whenever you are getting this error, the first check is check the SQL services are up and running or not. Now tell me, guys, is my SQL service up and running, guys? Where to check whether it is running or not?
No, it is not stopped state.
The status.
It's not
column.
running.
Services
It's not.
status.
Status.
Status column. In the status column, if it is running, it will show you running status. Okay. If it is stopped, it will not show any status. Okay. So they check the status column first. This is the main service. Out of 6 services, the service SQL Server with instance name is the main service. The other services are dependent on this service. Without starting this service, if you are trying to start the other services, it will not start. So first you have to start this service. With this service, the other services can be started automatically. Okay, this is the main service. If this service is down, SQL Server will not be started, guys. Clear? Everyone, is it clear now? So how to start? Right click start, or you can see select the service and you can see start button. You can see start also. So in this way, you can start the SQL servers. Or if you want to stop it, right click stop will be there. Or if you want to restart it, right click restart will be there on the service. Okay, right click stop, restart. So in this way, you can start, stop, restart the SQL servers, guys. So it is showing like starting, right? So just refresh it. You can see it will be in running state. Running state. See, after that agent is not coming online. Again, select the agent service and start the service. Okay, so in this way, if any service is in stopped state, in this way you can start the service, guys. Now you go and check this time whether it will allow or not. Now tell me, guys, can I connect to the SQL server now?
Yeah, please.
No.
Akka? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Errors?
Yes, yes.
Akka.
Yes, Tom. Yes, yes.
Again, I'm asking Om, just check it once. Akka, can I connect to SQL server? This time, can I made a successful connection?
Yeah.
Akka?
Yeah. 100%.
Very good. Om.
We connect.
Very good, very good. So that is called confidence, guys. Okay. So very important, as I said earlier, without confidence, very difficult to clear the rounds. Confidence, the interviews will be like this only. Okay. You cannot change your answer every time. Whatever The answer is just right or wrong, stick to the same answer. If they are keep asking me, don't keep changing your answers. Okay, so this is how we can connect to the SQL Server, guys. Okay, this is how we can connect to the SQL servers. Now this was installed. This was installed using default service account. Whatever account you will get it, using that account will be installed. Okay, but I want to install the service specific account. I don't want to use the same default account. I want to install the specific account. So how to install, how to create the service account, where to create the service account. After creating the service account, what you have to do will be discussed after the break. Okay, take a break, come back after 15 minutes and we'll discuss the other things, guys. Okay, fine. So now what we can do, we can go ahead for service account creation. First of all, service account means don't think it's a separate account and all. First of all, before what I can say, before promoting it as a service account, please be muted, Akila. Before promoting that as a service account, it should be a user account first. So first what I have to do, I have to create a user account. Then I have to make that account as a service account, okay, during the installation. So how to create a user account? Go to lusermgr.msc screen, this one. Go to lusermgr.msc screen. Then here right click and new user. And generally user means like we can give any name, Ashu, Akila, Charan, Gopi, any name we can give. But as this is a service account, we'll give some realistic name like a service account, okay? So in the organization, how the service account name will be generally, the name will be like this, SQL underscore PRD underscore production, SVC underscore ACT, like this in the organization, we'll give the name like this. Again, service account is nothing but one user first. So first we are creating a user, but that user name is like this kind of service account. And password you give. Okay, full name description, you can skip it. Just give a strong password. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Remember one thing, guys. Yeah, we can give that also, Buri. Very good. Remember one thing, service account password can never expire. Okay, if it expires, what will happen, guys? SQL Server, when it is trying to start, now once I install SQL Server, here you can see SQL PRD SVC ACT account. So when you're starting the service, that service account will try to log into the folders and drives. If the password of that account is expired, then it will create a problem. It cannot log into drives and servers. So that is the reason password never expires. And Shanmukh, who will create this user? First, I have to tell this point. We will not create this user. Windows team will create this user. Once Windows team created this user, we will make use of that account. Okay, guys, is it clear? The account that I am creating now, that will be done by Windows team. Okay, once they created the account, they will let us know. Then we have to give that account as a service account. We have to promote that account as a service account. Right, so now what we can do, uncheck this user must change password at next login. User cannot change password, password never expires, and create. And this account generally it has to log into lot of drives, folders and all, and it has to do lot of read and write operations. If you remember what is the use of the service account, guys, earlier, you remember, with the help of diagram I have explained you during the installation. With the help of diagram we discussed, service account is the account which will read and write from the disks and to the disks. So it has to log into the folders, it has to log into the drives. Who can read and write? Those who are having full control, they can read and write. So to get the full control, what we have to do? We have to add the account into the local administrators group. So go to this again. I have created the account, right? And go to group section. There is a how to make any account as a local administrator. How to make any account as a local administrator, guys? Go to groups. You can see administrators groups. Whoever you are adding in this group, they will become a local administrator. So whom I have to add, guys, here in this section? Which account I have to add here?
The account is query.
Yes. Click on add and then SQL underscore PRD underscore svc_act and check names and then click OK. Now, if you click apply, this account will be a service, I mean to say local administrator account. As of now, this is just an account, guys. This is just an account. This is not yet service account. The name I gave like service account. If my name is Chiranjeevi, I will not be a Chiranjeevi. I will not be a hero. My name is Chiranjeevi, that's it. I have to promote myself as a hero. So as of now, this is just an account. Now we will make this account as a service account by adding, okay, the account as a service account. Now we are good to install SQL Server 2022 with a custom service account. So what we have to do? I have to open the installation file, setup file first. So how to copy the setup file here? How to copy the setup file here? Go to Oracle VirtualBox Manager. Right.
We need to add into the storage.
Settings. Yeah, very good. Storage, earlier we have attached 2019, right? This time I will attach 2022. SQL Server. For me, I can see here. For you, you have to click on this option. From the downloads folder, wherever you downloaded, go to the downloaded location, select the software, double click on it and click OK. Right now, go to the server. Go to this one, this PC. Click on this PC. Okay, you can see SQL Server 2022 setup. Right click, open, and then setup file, right click, remaining. See guys, there is no big difference in the SQL installations, guys. Even though it is a 2005 or 8 or 8 or 2 or 12 or 14 or 16 or 17 or 19 or 2022, the installation is almost same. Only difference is plus or minus 1, 2 extra options will be added. For any installation, what are the important terminologies, guys? For any installation, what are the important terminologies, keywords? What are the important keywords for any installation? Remember, try to recollect. In the last class, we discussed it, right? Last weekend. So what are the important terminologies that you can see in the installation? Important terminology. Just tell me some keywords in the installation. Tell me some keywords in the installation. What and all?
Like base directory.
Very good. Next, what? Tell me any related words related to installation. Tell me, guys. Any words related to installation?
Root directory.
Root directory. Next. Tell me. Next.
Collation.
Collation. Very good. Super. Next.
Database directories.
Very good. Database directories. Very good. Next.
Shared features and instance
Very good.
features.
Very good. Super. Shared features, instance features. Next.
Rules. Firewall rules.
Very good. Global rules. Next.
Important in character set.
What is that? Important?
Character set.
Character set. That is called collation settings.
Instance name or default.
Very good. Default or named instance. Very good. Next.
Service account configuration.
Service account. Super. That is important. Service account configurations. Authentication. Add current user. Features that have to be selected. Okay, so these are all important terminology. So we'll try to, the same terminology will be there in every installation, whether it is a 2019 or 2022 or 2017 or whatever it is. These are all the main things. So go to now guide me, guys. Guide me. I want to install 2022. Just guide me. What is the next step? Where to go to install 2022?
Installation.
Installation. Very good. Next. Next.
Like first step, new SQL Server. Yeah.
Okay. New SQL Server standalone installation. Good.
First one, specific free edition developer.
Okay, so specify edition, free edition, developer edition. Very good. Next.
You need to accept that license key.
Very good. Next.
This one is not required. This updates one.
You can
Click
skip
on
this
next.
one. Next. Very good.
And click on
Yes.
next.
Next.
Summary.
Yeah. Next.
Next.
Next. Here is the extra screen that you will get it in the 2022 installation. You don't want any Azure extension, right? You can simply uncheck this one. Okay. Azure extension. I don't want any Azure extension. I can uncheck and I can go to next. Next here.
Click on here, shared features on the.
What features I have to choose?
Replication,
Okay.
Database engine.
full text,
Full text. Okay.
data qualities.
Data quality.
Shared features are auto selected.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Shade features. We don't need any shade features. Okay. Shade features.
Client you told, right? Something which ending with or starting with client.
Data quality.
Yeah. That is true. But 2022, you don't see any shade features. Up to 2019, you can see those features. In 2022, you don't see the shade features. Okay. So by default, it will be installed. So you don't need to install any shade features in the SQL 2022, guys. Okay. Data quality, integration. Guys, in case if anyone is asking, like, do you know how to install integration services? Means you have to simply select this integration services. If you want to install reporting services, means you can see here looking for reporting services, you can download and you can explicitly install the reporting services. If you know how to install analysis services, means you can select this button, analysis services. These three are BIDS component, BIDS, BIDS, Business Intelligence Development Studio, BIDS components. Okay, so sometimes they will ask, do you know how to install SSIS, SSRS, SSAS? SSIS means integration services, SSRS means reporting services, SSAS means analysis services. So in case if you want to install these components, you can select the features here itself. Otherwise, you can skip it. Okay, go to next.
Shanmugh, do we normally install it, or we normally it normally comes as a requirement to install?
Not every day. Rarely you'll get these requirements. Not regularly. Okay. So now which instance I have to select? Default or named?
Named instance.
Why named, Imran?
Default is already taken.
Default instance we have already taken.
But that is for 2019, right? This is 2022, right?
Yeah, exactly, sir.
Exactly, right, Imran?
No, sir. In the same machine, how two instances can have same name, sir? It will be confusion, right? General logic.
Imran is saying exactly. So it is exactly.
Named default is only for the one instance, not for the, we cannot make it one more default instance.
Sir, how many ever versions we can have, but those versions are still there in the same machine, right, sir?
Very good. Okay, guys. So only one default instance for the whole Windows machine. Imran.
Yeah.
Not exactly.
Yeah, it's already been.
That is called confidence.
Has been already taken. That's what you mean.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So default instance we have already selected in the last 2019 installation. So the default instance port is closed now. Whatever instance, whatever version it is, once it took default instance, you cannot again install default instance, only one default instance per machine, because only the computer name, okay, one computer name. So computer name cannot be shareable. So that is the reason only one default instance, remaining 49 can be named instances. Now I have to give the name of the instance. So what I'll do, B58, okay, let me do like this, 58 batch 2022. Can I give like this?
Instance name should not be start with numbers and special characters.
Very good. Okay, it should start with the only characters. Batch 58, 2022. Okay, or SQL 2022. Right. So this is how we can give the name, guys. That is instance name. Instance ID. What is the meaning of instance ID? Can you tell me? What is the meaning of instance ID? Can anyone
instance name, instance, both are same. Should be same.
That's okay. Both should be same. Both will be same. But where we can see this instance ID?
While login.
Instance in the services.
No. Services, wrong answer. Logging in, wrong answer. Next, try to guess it. Guess it. You know the
It's a
answer.
kind of
Connection, while connecting.
No, wrong answer. Bhavana, tell me.
It's a kind of unique identifier, we can say.
That's okay, unique identifier and all. What is the use of this instance ID? You know the answer. You all know the answer.
Connect with the SQL Server.
No, that is instance name.
From the installation location.
Very good. Aburi, very good, very good. Installation location, the folders that will be created. The folder.
So far, nothing will be created, right? Like once the installation is completed, it will be created in the installation.
Now it will be created. See the program files, Microsoft SQL Server. This one, this is your instance ID. Okay.
Yes.
Now
but I believe that is so far it is a temporary until we complete the installation.
Correct. If you go to next, it will create now. If you go to next,
Yeah.
it will create now. So now, can you guess the folder name, guys? After the installation, can you guess the folder name?
MS SQL 16 dot the instance name.
Very good, very good, very good. Okay, that is how the folder will be created now. Okay, so go to the same. That's why don't change the folder. So if you change the folder, instance name will be different, folder name will be different, means you will be confused in which folder the files are there. So that is the reason the same name will be there. Okay, you can still change, but it's not recommended to change. Go to next. You can also see the installed instances, default instance, features that installed, what edition it is, which version it is, you can see here. Already installed instances, already 2019 installed, right? So that you can see the previous entry, you can see here in the installed instances. Right, this is the, which screen?
Service account screen.
Service account screen. Here you can use either the virtual service accounts that comes default by default, or you can change the service account as we have already created it. Click on this down arrow, browse. Now give the service account name. Now you are promoting this as a service account. Okay, guys. Till now that is just a user account. Now by adding here, it will be converted into service account. SQL_prod. You can type these two. Sometimes it will come. If not coming, give the whole name. SVC ACT. Check names. Okay, click OK. And click on password. While creating this account, remember I gave one password, right? While creating SQL prod SVC account, I gave one password. Remember that password you have to give here, not a new password. Otherwise, it will not match and it will throw the error. Again, select it and I'll give the same service account for database engine and agent as well. So copy pasting. I'm not doing anything. Select it, Control C, select here, Control V. That's it. And give the same password. So what is the startup type, guys? What should be the startup type? Automatic. It should start automatically. Collation settings same default. SQL Latin 1 General CP1 CIAS. This is a common collation setting. Sometimes in the interview they will ask what is the default collation setting. You have to remember this. SQL Latin 1 General CP1 CIAS. CP1 means code page 1. CI means case insensitive. AS means accent sensitive. Okay, right. I'm not changing. Go to next. And then we have to add. This is the authentication screen. Okay. So at least one account you have to add, then only you can able to connect to the SQL Server. So I'm adding my account, add current user. Okay. At least one account you have to add. Otherwise, what will happen? No one can connect to SQL Server. First of all, it will not allow to go next. Okay. So earlier it used to allow, but latest versions like 1922, if you don't give any account, it will not allow you to go next. Yes, please.
In this case, we can select the mixed authentication mode, right?
Mixed authentication mode also you can select. I'll tell you later what is this mixed or Windows, what is the difference. So there will be in security. Okay, this will be discussed in the security. You should know what is mixed, right? So that's why I'm skipping this authentication, that this will be covered in the security concept, guys. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Data directories, as of now we have only C drive, so I'm dumping everything in the C drive only. TempDB, what is TempDB? I'll tell you. Max DOP, memory, these are all covered in the performance tuning. So all these things that will be discussed slowly, guys. Okay, I'm going to next, and that's it, guys. So we are, see, all these things that we have selected will be stored inside one file called configuration file.ini. and this file will be stored in the setup bootstrap folder. And see, already folder is created, 160 setup bootstrap log date and timestamp configuration file.ini. Okay, now you can simply click install button, guys. Now SQL 2022 is installed. That's it.
So, sir, just want to ask you, Shanmugh, that this service account we added, like we have to do it every time professionally we are doing it, we just have to create it, or they will
No,
give us
you
with.
can use, good question. You can use same service account for multiple instances, or you can use a separate account also. If you want to use separate account, every time you have to create. If you want to use the same account, once if you created, then you can use it for the next time also, no issues.
But this name is given by us with the Windows team or some other team, or we just have to create it ourselves.
Windows team will create the account. We have to give the name like this. We will follow some standards, right? So we'll give the name and we'll ask them to create the account. They will create in the Active Directory. We will discuss what is Active Directory and all. So once they created the account in the Active Directory, then we are good to assign that account as a service account during the installation.
Oh, okay. And this account has been created in Active Directory.
Correct,
And
correct. As of
and
now, you
this
don't know what is Active Directory, so that's why I created locally. So going forward, I'll set up the Active Directory. There I'll create the actual domain service account.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. And this account will be given to us by given Windows team then.
Correct.
Okay, that's fine.
Shanmugh, shall I share small experience recently my one of my working SQL DBA friend had?
Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah.
So he's a citizen of American citizen. Like he's working for one of the East Coast known bank called small bank, but it's name called Key Bank. So he had around. He's currently working for that. He is having around 12,000. His team have around 12,000 servers. So one of the major production instance was, it got attacked. The funny thing is, hacker tried with a default instance. So the moment they found that, so they have changed their company policy, no more default instance. Okay, what they learned from it is like, so we are adding one layer to hackers to identify the, our attack, like, by using the default instance name. So that's where they implemented a plan that saying that like no more no default instances, because when they created the instance, that means like they purposefully are like it is advantage for the hackers actually.
Correct, correct. Yeah, that is a good point actually, Aburi. So very good point. So this is the first time like they decided
No,
to.
I thought of like information to the
Yeah, good,
the
good, good info.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, so there is a chance that there is a chance in case if it is a default instance, default ports and all will be used. So there is a chance that, I mean to say, they will not attack. I mean to say, because of their company security policies also, it depends. Not in every server, in every organization. Okay, they can attack and all, depends upon the organization security layers and all. So yes, there is a chance that they can hack. Okay, either it is a named or default, but when compared to named instance, default instance will use default port numbers and all, right? So that is the reason there is a chance that hackers easily catch it. So maybe that is true also, Buri. Yeah. So good point.
Yeah.
Sir, that is when the Windows security is compromised, right, sir?
Depends that
Only
we
thing.
cannot comment. It's not
No,
like
it,
Windows
it is not
security.
about Windows security. Like, the hackers, it's not about Windows, right? Even starting 2017, Microsoft started supporting to the Linux, right? It is the environment. So for the hackers, it's not about the environment, like, how they want to hack. Like, by having the default instance, it is for them, they will start with everything as in a start from, like, even I'm working as Oracle DB, right? In 2020, 2022 December, one of the hackers made malfunctionality to the Oracle database where every customer who are using the Oracle database overnight, we have implemented, Oracle has released this one, anti-theft, and within over the night, like, so we changed in our production environment. At the same time, daytime, we have applied that security in non-production, and overnight, we took the downtime and we applied that. I thought of, recently he shared me, I used to talk with Shanmugh, but I remember, sorry in case if I interrupt Shanmugh.
No worries, no worries. Guys, so Aburi is an Oracle DBA and he's having around 18 years, right, Aburi?
More than 15 years, Shanmugh.
Yeah. So he's having vast experience and he's working in US, guys. So yeah, good to share your experiences and all, Aburi. No issues in that.
But Shanmugh, you told us that a server and everything is on the intranet, and like this is very difficult. Even then, the hackers can reach it quite easily, or there is no problem whatsoever.
See, that thing is like everything is changed every day, every second, and also it is easy. So with the new technologies, with the new softwares, so that $10 is not a big deal, Imran. Okay, so that's why you have to keep applying a patches, keep updating the servers and all. That is the reason you have to always up to date. So in that scenario, at least we can minimize the risk. Otherwise, if you don't patch it and if you don't apply patches on the OS side or application side, definitely it will be a big trouble.
I just want to add one point, small point, just for everybody. Everybody knows the crypto, okay? So where the Bitcoin started, not even dollar, like, if you want to buy back in 15 years back, if you want to buy Bitcoin, you have to give minimum. One of the person I have seen the video recently, like, not recently, like, he gave, I mean, they asked pizza, like, he said, I'll give 10,000 Bitcoins for pizza, but the Bitcoin started even not 1 cent, and look at that today, okay? So hackers always on top of it. So the Bitcoin also works on the algorithm. Even hackers, they create, they update, and they renovate their algorithms to hack. They can go whatever the extent they want.
So, Shanmugh, the question is, what is the benefit of these hackers? What they achieve under that? They're just
This is
having.
not a hacking class, Imran. I don't want to create extra confusion and all. So benefit of hackers, right? What is the benefit of hackers? So you cannot ask what is the benefit of hackers. There's a lot of benefits, okay? In that scenario, you have to learn hacking. Then you'll get to know all the benefits of hacking and all. Okay, fine. Thank you, guys. So the installation is completed successfully. You can see one or more affected files have operations pending. When you say operations pending means it needs a restart. You must restart your computer after setup process is completed. So like that it is saying. So now you can see all the installations, all the components have been successfully installed. This is how you have to validate whether installation is successful or not, especially the database engine should be installed successfully out of all the components. So all the components are successfully installed, and you can see this is the summary.txt file, and you can close this. If you want, you can see this click by clicking on it, whether it is successful or failed. See here, passed but reboot required. So that is how it will be. And you can just close it, and you can close the installation setup file. And now we are good, guys. So SQL installation, SQL Server 2022 installation has been completed successfully. So in the evening class, I'll show you how to connect to a named instance. Okay, so what kind of name you have to give, in how many ways we can connect to default instance, how many ways we can connect to named instance, everything I'll show you, okay, in the evening session, guys. Okay, so that's it for now. and we can disperse and we can connect again in the evening 7 p.m. IST. And for US people, tomorrow morning 9:30 EST, guys. Thank you all.
Thank you, Shanu. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I have one doubt.
Yes, Venkatesh.
Yeah, what is the difference between Windows team and DBA team? What are the
Windows team
main?
and DBA team.
Huh.
Windows team will take care of the OS level maintenance things, Venkatesh. OS level, okay? The infra level kind of thing will be controlled by the Windows team. Infrastructure, infra level, everything will be controlled by the Windows team. Application related things will be controlled, especially SQL related. SQL Server is an application. So database related things and all will be controlled by the DBA team. Okay, infra related things will be controlled by the Windows team. Database related things will be controlled by the DBA team.
DBA team. Okay. In shortcut, we call it in admin, Windows team infra
Windows
team, right?
admin, DB admin. Okay, Windows admin, DB admin.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah, thank you. That's it for now. We'll connect again in the next session. Thank you all. Bye.